I found you. I was watching you for a while, and then I seen that you were in town making your little rounds, and I was like, "Who is this? Who is this?" So I kept watching. I kept watching. I kept watching.
My little rounds.
But Tianna is. What's your nationality?
So I mean, I'm all sorts of things, but the main things are. Well, my dad's African American. He's from Georgia, and my mom's side of the family, they're Scottish and Spanish from Spain.
All right.
So I'm very close with that side of the family. Mm-hmm. So we've been going to Scotland a few times recently, and we're always in Spain. So every year usually. So yeah, that's the main three.
So all right, because I was listening to some of your songs and I guess your spoken word, and you said it's really powerful.
Thank you.
Strong, and it's rare to hear that coming from somebody from the Cape, because a lot of people don't really take in that, I guess, that heritage or appreciation of their culture like you have from here, you know? Like, how did you even get into that? Like, what made you go so hard for the people? You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's because I've been so isolated from the people, or my people, really, and I still am in a lot of ways. So for me to start making music about race was me kind of reaching out and trying to connect with other Black people and also other mixed people like myself who live in very white rural areas, and trying to reach out and say, hey, you feel like me? You know what I mean? Like, all alone out here.
Yeah, that's something we also
kind
of struggle with out here. But that's interesting because I feel like listening to your music, I would never know you were from here.
Really?
From the Cape, yeah.
Wow. Where do you think?
Not from here. I'm just saying, not from here. Just off of I guess first impression. And I believe that you really are fully hearted into this shit. So what I guess what I can say is what presses what's your motivation every day, or what motivates you to speak about this in front of all these people and make them feel a little uncomfortable,
Yeah.
Because it's definitely a little spice into what you're saying,
Well, I think there's a few different factors. I think the first is that I always try to create with conviction. I think I don't think I know how to create otherwise. And honestly, what's been on my mind for years is the whole umbrella topic of race, because it's been such a defining theme for my life, and I'm 19 now, and as I'm still doing a lot of self-discovery, race is always a big piece of that, especially living here, where the thing that kind of defines me sometime, that the reason why I stick out is partially because of my race.
Yeah.
I think the second thing is my background with my grandmother, who started the Slits, and her vibe has always been anti-establishment, very rebellious in every way, and I think I kind of inherited that conviction that is an important role to play in history, and I think it's fun.
Yeah.
And I think the third is recognizing, as much as I can, my privilege as a mixed female. I think there's so much that there's things I can't do, and then there's a lot of things that I can, in a lot of ways that I can. Someone described to me as straddling different worlds almost. So, I can, growing up looking the way I do and growing up with wealthy white or middle upper class kids has made me be able to connect with a good amount of white people.
Yeah.
And my mom's white as well, and to be able to connect, and even at times, you know, love my family members who are white but may not understand certain things that I go through. It's made me have to really become self-aware of who I am in these situations. And I think just because I feel so affected by this, by race on the Cape, but also know my privilege and my ability to speak to a lot of white people, I feel that it's almost a responsibility in some ways, but also something that I enjoy doing, of making them uncomfortable, because I feel that I'm socialized to be white, if that makes sense.
I understand.
Yeah. So I know I know it as much as they do in the sense of racism. I feel like if I were white, I think, and if I just looked differently, I think I do harbor a lot of the same stigmas and, of any race, really. And I think the only thing that was different was that I looked in the mirror and I was like, shit, they're talking about me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like self-realization.
Yeah. So realizing that that's inside of me and saying, I can almost talk to you like I'm a white peer, but at the same time, we both know that's not the case. But in a way, they listen. So funny you say that. But I feel like they listen to me more. Honestly, they as a general like white people. Yeah. So I feel like
general white people.
Generally, So I feel like it's important for me to do what I do, because when I talk to other, even Black women who talk about the same thing, who come from a very Black culture, our perspectives on how to approach the same topic is very different, I think. And I think I have a special place in the movement, I guess I would say. Yep. So that's a long answer.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I definitely, I feel that.